Debate number 2. Is the release of the juvenile justice for Nirbhaya? That's the big question that we are asking, the arguments on both sides. First, say good evening to our panelists. Khusboo, actor and activist, joining us from Chennai. Ranjana Kumari, Director, Centre for Social Research, joining us from Delhi. Dr. Jayanti Dutta, clinical psychologist with Padmaja in the Delhi studio. Geeta Luthra, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court, joining us from Delhi. Monika Arora, Advocate, Supreme Court, joining us from Delhi again. And Nina Nayak, not with us. Flavia Agnes, Advocate and activist, live from Mumbai. First question to Khusboo Sundar, and I'm quoting what the counsellor has said. There was no regret on his face when I first met him after he was arrested, nor is there any today. I didn't have to grill him to make him confess his crime. It was all about proving his masculinity. This is what the counsellor has to say. Should this man be considered reformed?
Definitely not. How can he be reformed? We have made sure that he has been 3 years very protectedly kept behind the bars, fed him well, he's put on 10 kgs, and you have a senior police officer who says that this man is a menace to the society. And he is not reformed at all. That's what the counsellor says. That's what the police says. Why are we releasing him? And they say that we need to keep his identity guarded. His picture should not be leaked because the government feels that there's going to be any kind of attack or his life will be under threat. I say such people should not be alive at all. Why have we kept him alive? He is not a juvenile anymore. Hang him along with the others who are there waiting for to go to the gallows. Why keep him alive?
Monika Arora, is it okay to let him walk among us again? Because he just happened to be a minor at the time of the commission of the crime. All right, we'll try and get back to Monika Arora in just a bit. But Geeta Luthra, would you like to take that? Yes, of course, the law demands that he should get out. But aren't the circumstances very different? Because you have an IB report that suggests that not only does he have no remorse for what happened, but also the added danger of him having been radicalized while in the correctional home.
So, what I think is that firstly, there should have been some effort made on correcting him while he was in the correction home. And I don't think that these aspects should be made public. They should be there for the court to see. They should be there for the judiciary to see. But I don't think this is an aspect which you can make public and just debate about it. There's a law of the land. The man is being freed under the law of the land. And if we have not managed to do any correction, then there is some introspection that we have to do. This is the first aspect. The second aspect is that if IB has felt this, then maybe they should keep some kind of eye on him. But the fact is, your law of your land, the Juvenile Justice Act provides that a person who is under 18 should have this correctional procedure for a period of 3 years.
But now, in fact, Jayanti Dutta,
1 minute, you have a different viewpoint, I'm sure.
And just a second, Geeta Luthra, I want to turn your argument on its head, if I may, and at the risk of sounding a little dramatic, you said that we must introspect about why we haven't been able to reform him. What about turning it around and saying that maybe this person is not capable of reform? Because 3 years have not changed him at all.
I'm sorry, you can't turn it around the head. Firstly, you can't turn it around the head for this reason, that India became a signatory to the child rights, the UN Convention of Child Rights in 1989. India took 11 years of research, planning, thinking, having the best brains,
Ranjana Kumari,
and made the
Can I put in? You wanted to ask me something. I would say that when you talk about the juvenile, when you say juveniles committing rape, there is a research available which says the rapists are recidivists. They have a tendency to repeat, and especially for this kind of a rape which he had done, it was so violent. He has not been punished at all. And let me bring it to the foray again. I had said it earlier also. There isn't any program for rehabilitation in the observation homes. Please go visit. I have done the research in Delhi, and I tell you, it's a documented proof. They don't have, these kind of people don't get reformed and within such a short time. There has not been any effort. And don't forget, they are recidivists. And this kind of violence, the minute they get a chance, yes.
It's not just about a provision. Ranjana Kumari, the fact is, there is nothing that proves that this person is reformed. My question is...
He has not been reformed.
My question, even to Geeta Luthra, as she was making the point about the law is supposed to provide justice. It's called the Juvenile Justice Act. But in this case, the justice is for the girl who's lost her life. It's for Nirbhaya.
Unfortunately, our judge legalities, they focus only on the perpetrator friendly. I'm sorry, Padmaja, I think it is perpetrator friendly, not victim friendly at all.
Can I make a point, Anand? If you
yes, Ranjana Kumari. Yes, Ranjana Kumari, I'm coming to you. My question is...
Everybody feels that the offence was reprehensible.
Geeta Luthra, one sec, please. I'm just going to Ranjana Kumari for her opening comments. I'll come to you, Ms. Luthra.
Now, can you please
Yes, Ranjana Kumari.
Geeta Luthra?
Yes, Ranjana Kumari. Yes, Ranjana Kumari. Go ahead.
Okay. Ask her to first just give me 2 seconds.
Please go ahead, ma'am. She's waiting for you to make your point.
Will get lost.
She's waiting for...
Okay, Anand, I have represented the parents to Human Rights Commission. We met the chairperson of Human Rights Commission, where we convinced the Human Rights Commission chairperson to write a letter to Home Ministry, to Delhi Police Commissioner and also the Chief Minister of Delhi, to ascertain and present a report to the nation that his mental condition is good enough to live in society and he has really transformed and changed. We haven't heard. 1 minute, listen to me. Now please don't interject because you don't know the whole story. You don't know that we have been working with the parents of Nirbhaya from day one. So please listen, have some patience. Okay, number 2.
You have to work with the state.
Every citizen has a right to live in, safety and security and dignity. We want to know if every citizen of India is protected, then he is out. Number 3, we would like to have the parents.
So what are you doing about improving the lot of the people of the country?
Listen to me now. What are you? Listen, Geeta, please have some patience. We have heard your point and please listen to me. The third point is that the parents must get some kind of a security from the state. It is incumbent on the state when they are releasing a criminal who is hardcore criminal, who has done the maximum harm because Nirbhaya died because of his action. And anyway, whatever happened in the court, we don't know. But we know what she told her mother. So we know the real story. So that is why we want this criminal... this government to convince the nation.
But Ranjana Kumari, just pause for a bit, ma'am. Let me bring in the
point. Anand, give me half second. Half second. Final point is that we want the whole nature of the crime to be considered. From day one, we are saying
that's been argued from day one. Ranjana Kumari, yes, you've made your point, ma'am. Let me allow me to go to the other panelists, please. Allow me to go to the other panelists, please.
Monika, can I come in?
I think we should go to the other panelists.
Yeah, Monika Arora, can you hear me? Do we have the audio through to you, Monika? Can you hear me? Okay, we've lost Monika Arora. Flavia Agnes.
There was a controversy even about
Flavia Agnes
chronological
Flavia
age.
Agnes, where do you stand in this whole aspect? It just looks like everybody or the larger section believes that this person should not be out in society.
At all.
But the law does not allow, though. Law provides him the right to freedom after he served his sentence. Reformatory or not is not mandatory. Reform, whether he's reformed or not, is not mandatory. That he spends 3 years
what do you
is
mean
mandatory.
By that? Probationary officer.
Wait. So that's the reality. No, so how do you keep such a... When the law provides for him to be out, how do you keep him behind bars?
In the law.
Ranjana Kumari, the question was for Flavia Agnes.
No, it is inbuilt.
The question was for Flavia Agnes. Let her answer, please.
Okay.
Yes, Flavia Agnes.
Yes.
I agree with the earlier speaker that this issue concerning a minor should not be a topic of public television, should not be debated.
He's no longer a minor.
The issues are very delicate and
he's
very
no longer
sensitive.
A minor. Ma'am, he's no longer a minor.
The minor was the most brutal of them all. Exactly, but even when crime was committed, he was a minor. And secondly, the entire debate, in fact, that most gruesome of them all is a creation of the media. I have met so many experts have gone through the evidence and they said the evidence does not prove he was the gruesome of them all.
Him and Ram Singh were the ones who brutalized.
You respect the fact that
Madam, this is evidence. This is as per the charge sheet.
Not only that, he is the one who inserted the rod. Speak to the parents. Ask the mother.
Wait.
He was part of
the mother of Nirbhaya.
No.
He was a part of it.
What are we talking about?
He is the one who inserted the rod thrice.
No. He is.
Can I?
Whole intestines were out of the girl.
How can anybody
what
say
other
that?
proof you need?
Khusboo.
It's not acceptable.
The rod, it was out and whole intestines were out.
No, I would say when we're talking about the punishment. When we're talking about the punishment, when we talk about the rape, when we talk about the sexual act, assault, they say that a brutal of the rarest of the rare cases. Why can't we apply the rarest of the rare cases on him? Why can't we apply the rarest of the rare cases on him?
We cannot retrospectively apply a law. That is not possible. That today the nation feels that he should be hanged.
How can he let him be? How can you allow him to walk?
He should be hanged. When you were sending 3 more people to the gallows.
Just wait. Please wait. Flavia Agnes, here's what the juvenile has said. The juvenile has said that I am saved, I have not been hung because I was underage. The law has helped me survive. He has said this. Now, he was not 14 or 15. He was 17 and a half.
Yes.
Right. 6 months.
And that is also not confirmed.
Less than 6 months. Less than 6 months to turn 18. Now, Flavia Agnes.
But that is not confirmed.
No, please see. No, you might want to say this is what the law provides. But what is the larger message that you are sending?
And he said it was to prove his masculinity.
A major.
Please understand what he said.
What is the message that you are sending by this holding this talk? You are goading on the public to say hang the minor, hang the rest and hang the minor. Is that going to be justice for the country? Is that going to be
Padmaja, one must not forget. One must not forget. Look at the history of this child. This child was abused as a child also, repeatedly. And when you have this kind of a background, you don't get reformed at all. So it's a risk. He should not be released at all. He hasn't been subjected to any punishment whatsoever. If you can send the other 3 people to the gallows, why not him? He is the one who had done the most barbaric act, and it was so violent.
Exactly.
And you know, the chances are he is likely to repeat again. We are not making the law, but you must have a deterrent punishment.
Okay, Dr. Dutta, just one sec. Before I go across to Geeta Luthra, Madam Geeta Luthra, coming to you. No, Flavia Agnes, tell me this. He is a risk. You're not sure whether he is reformed. You believe he's got a right to come back to society and prove himself.
No, he hasn't.
I'm saying, please wait. Ranjana Kumari, I'm saying this is Flavia Agnes' point of view. Please, I'm asking Flavia Agnes, tomorrow, who is going to take responsibility for his act? And how he is going to be in society?
Safety of the parents.
Who is going to take responsibility for this person, ma'am?
Safety of the parents. Other women.
We have this kind of berserk kind of debate where we justify acquittal of Salman Khan, and the same day we are debating that minors should be hanged.
Nobody is justifying acquittal of Salman Khan. Everybody is questioning the ability of the prosecution.
Is there a comparison between the two?
Answer my question, Flavia Agnes, because you feel so strongly for the juvenile. He is no longer a juvenile. You feel strongly for the person who, along with Ram Singh, has been noted as the most brutal of all of them, who not only brutalized her with rods but also brutalized her when she was unconscious along with Ram Singh. Now this is all documented.
There isn't any remorse.
I am asking you,
there isn't any remorse.
Will you take responsibility for him and for his actions if he is let out in society tomorrow? Will you sign there as his guarantor, and will you take responsibility?
I do not know the background. So you call somebody from Bombay, you call somebody from Chennai.
I will tell you the background.
Yes,
as I said,
hang the guy,
he's been repeatedly abused as a child.
I didn't want to come on
Nobody is saying hang the guy. We are saying should he be out in society or should he be in captivity, ma'am? That's a straightforward question that I asked you, Flavia Agnes. Flavia Agnes, that's a straightforward question that I asked you.
Exactly. That is what I am saying.
No, he should not be released.
There has to be reformed. There has to be mechanism.
Is there a mechanism?
So many people talking, my voice is not
Flavia
heard.
Agnes, is there a mechanism today?
I want to say...
Do you have a guarantee that you will spend 10 minutes with that guy and you will be able to tell the whole world and give a certificate of guarantee, yes, this person is reformed? Can you do it?
And he will rape me. I am prepared to take that challenge. You arrange my tape. I am ready to spend not 10 minutes, 2 hours, whatever. Do you want to say he will rape me when I am with him?
No, I'm not saying that. I am saying, can you give a certificate that he is reformed and that he is not a threat to society?
For 10 minutes, you tell me.
What are
have you
Flavia Agnes, can you hear me? Did you hear my question?
Ma'am, with due respect, Flavia Agnes, just a second. Just a second, Ranjana Kumari.
You are doing what somebody else is doing.
Flavia Agnes, I want to ask you very respectfully the question that Anand is trying to ask again and again. Is it wise to let this person out, given all the evidence at hand, that clearly he has not been reformed?
Absolutely.
He is a potential threat. Yes. We have multiple people, including people in his village, the family of the deceased girl, who are saying, we are scared for our lives and safety, yet we let him out. And like the Women and Child Development Minister says, we wait for him to commit another crime. Is this wise?
Not at all. Not at all. And mind you, these kind of people, as I said, research is evidence enough that they are recidivists. They would again repeat. Given a chance, he would again do it. He should not be released at all.
Then for 3 years, what did we do as a nation? And what did we do for all these other years? When
did anybody look into whether he's been reformed or not? Was there any program specifically for him? No.
Actually, we all respect Flavia Agnes.
There has not been any intervention.
Flavia Agnes.
Somebody like Samantha.
We all
any intervention.
Flavia Agnes, Dr. Dutta, once Ranjana Kumari.
In the name of law and human rights, Ranjana Kumari, why wouldn't you give him a chance? Ask Flavia Agnes and Geeta Luthra.
Well, okay. I think first of all, Flavia Agnes, we all respect her. Her contribution to whole movement is just very, very big to be able to. But we all respect her view. But we want to ask her one question: who is going to ensure safety and security of parents? Do we know? Does she know? Anybody knows whether he has been reformed? If an IB report is saying he has been radicalized, it is of course state's responsibility. He was in the custody of the state. Still, he gets.
The chances are he will be more aggressive.
So what is 1 minute? And the third point is that do we all know that he has been reformed? Do you have any kind of psychiatrist report, any probationer officer's report?
Didn't have any program, any specific program targeted for his reform.
Just to turn the argument on its head.
I mean, we are not saying hanging.
Okay, Ranjana Kumari, one sec. Ranjana Kumari,
there has not been
Ranjana Kumari, just like I'm just going to try and go across to Monika Arora once again. The phone line keeps dropping because with her, let's hope she can hear us now. Monika Arora, can you hear us? Yes. Monika Arora, where are you on this point? Because there are 2 points, 2 arguments.
I hope I can speak now because I didn't have this.
Yes. We tried coming to you and we lost the audio connection.
I had a sound problem earlier here.
Yes. So go ahead.
May I just state one thing, Anand? May I state one thing?
Yeah.
Can we see the state of mind of this juvenile rapist? Recently he was interviewed. And in the interview what he said was, I'm irritated. Why? Because I did not get much media attention. No foreign media came to interview me. I am kept with children who stole samosas. All the attention has been gone to Mukesh Bhaiya. This was his state of mind. No remorse at all. And on the other side, if you see, the girl brutalized not only in body as also in soul. The entire family, the girl stigmatized, ruined forever. So if this is the kind of state of mind the juvenile has, and secondly, he has been radicalized, being with a jihadi there. So do you think once he is out, is he safe for the society? He is not safe for the society.
Not at all.
In fact, I
know Monika Arora, here's my question and please answer this. Here's my question. Here's my question and please.
The family is ruined and stigmatized. But yes,
executive bond can be signed. He can be asked fortnightly to appear before the police station. He has to be looked. He has to be monitored.
No bond can ensure his behavior. No bond can ensure his behavior. Please don't, and also a juvenile justice court cannot ask anybody to sign a bond. I don't think all of you are aware of the Juvenile Justice Act. And I think this whole signing of bond is a big fake thing that is being promoted now.
Okay,
I don't think signing a bond can keep him, any kind of, can control his behavior.
How can he sign a bond and say that he is safe?
Yes, Geeta Luthra.
No, but he cannot sign a bond.
So what I want to say is, we can't, 1 minute, please, can I speak for 2 minutes? So, firstly, I want to say that we can't say that the nation wants to punish a person. The nation will have to do what the criminal justice system over years of thinking has evolved. The nation should be looking at having signed a convention for child rights in the year 1989, which we became a signatory to the Juvenile Justice Act in the year 2000. Now,
we all are for it. We all are for it in your campaign for signing it.
I'm sure we should provide security.
We all are for it.
If the parents are feeling unsafe,
please don't interrupt.
Make a point. In the law. 1 minute. I think you should allow another person to speak.
Yes, Geeta Luthra.
If the parents are feeling insecure, surely you should provide, the state owes a duty to give them protection. As far as the girl was concerned, who was the unfortunate victim, I think we've risen from stigmatizing such a person.
Yes,
I think she became a heroine. She wasn't stigmatized. Don't talk about it in that language.
Exactly.
Let's look at this case. Now, if our criminal justice system is not being able to work towards reform, it in fact sends a person incarcerated along with a radical and therefore radicalizes him, then we have to look what we as a society are doing. You see, our justice is not retributive.
But what is
should be done, and I'm assuming will be done, Geeta Luthra, but what about the present danger? That's my question, Jayanti Dutta.
We are not,
I think, it's high time we should look into the whole legal system as such.
Right, too many people speaking at the same time. Too many people speaking at the same time. Nobody is audible. Please. Yeah, Geeta Luthra, another 10 seconds, please. Please make your point going across to the other panelists. I request the other panelists to please, Dr. Dutta, please wait.
There is a problem with the justice system.
Dr. Dutta, please don't speak over others.
In March 2014, upheld the Juvenile Justice Act of 2000. We can't be going back and forth. And if we have
Dr. Dutta, please don't speak over others.
The law, then that can only be for the future. But you have to look at it in a rational manner rather than on a case which is emotive.
And that is what Jayanti Dutta was countering with rationality. Her rationale is that evidence and statistics and data have proven that a person who commits such a crime, irrespective of age, will go back and do it again.
Yes.
And this is
not what the research seems to show.
Padmaja, you are absolutely right.
I have the research. I can prove it. Recidivism. I've been teaching this for 40 years. Recidivism is an inherent component of this kind of a rapist.
Ranjana Kumari, listen to Dr.
Look into the history of this boy. Look into the childhood history.
Listen to Dr. Dutta,
If you keep... I mean, she will go on talking.
Yeah, Dr. Dutta, go on.
Please make your point.
Dr. Dutta.
I'm trying to tell you, look into the history of this boy. He's been repeatedly abused as a child. When you have this kind of a history and you take to raping like this, the way he brutalized this girl, he's not been punished. Forget about reformation. Reformation cannot happen with this kind of candidates. And there has not been any specific effort specifically for this particular candidate.
The other thing, ma'am, is the other thing, Geeta Luthra and Flavia Agnes, as I go across to Khusboo Sundar, the fact is that this person was 17 years and 195 odd days. He was just a few months short of being 18. He was as good as a major. He wanted to prove his masculinity. He was not a juvenile in the true sense of it, ma'am. It's just a letter of law which is helping him, and he has admitted to it, Khusboo Sundar.
Yes, that is why I say that he should not be walking free, because he was there to prove his masculinity. He's not at all remotely remorse. He's not regretful. He does not regret what he has done. and he just wants to walk free. And today we are talking about that he's being radical and the way he's behaved. And the cops, the senior cops, they're very clear saying that he has been trying to use the court in his favor, trying to put forth his demands in front of the court, saying that the age will be in his favor and working according to that. So he's very street smart. He understands this law very well. He wants to use it to his complete advantage. A person like him is a potential threat to the society and to the other women. How can he walk free? I am saying time and again that he should not be walking free. He should be punished. His identity should be revealed and say that this man is, the others were done. So why not this person? Why are we protecting him?
Now
on what basis? The Juvenile Act says that you need to reform.
Should be released.
You need to
say interesting.
No, the Juvenile Act says that you
that
need
you
to
have
reform.
Expressed is
his photograph should be released
by people in his village that I spoke to earlier. In fact, there were a lot of these people who said that we feel threatened because there will be people who might just get ideas if this man today simply walks free. What kind of precedent will we be setting? So what really can be done? Is this setting of a wrong precedent? Can it be dealt with in any way? We'll talk about that on the other side of a quick break. Coming back on the same question, is this setting of a wrong precedent? And I want you to take that question, Monika Arora. What kind of a message will be sent out if on the 15th of December, really, the man who's known now only as the juvenile rapist walks free?
Padmaja, I want to say one more thing. From 2012 to 2015, we remain in that static position. The law at that time was the same, that maximum of 3 years of punishment to a juvenile who commits serious and heinous offences like rape, sexual assault and murder. Today also the law remains the same. The amendment bill has been passed from the Lok Sabha, which states that between 16 to 18 years, if you commit heinous offences, you will be tried as if you are adults under Indian Penal Code in normal adult courts. But that law still hangs in Parliament. Until Rajya Sabha passes it, unless it becomes act, today also, if such unfortunate heinous offences are done, the people will get scot-free. They'll go scot-free. So what I say is that let the state of mind of the accused be seen, not the state of his body. Let us see that when he is acting in a particular manner as an offender, he is acting in a childlike manner or as an adult. And hence his position, hence his conviction should be determined accordingly.
No, but who determines it?
So you are saying that basically judge the crime according to its nature, and that should decide the nature of the punishment.
It gets determined by the law.
And then I will get
law has to be made either by the courts or by the government.
What is the message today? It's his right, it's the law. But what is the message?
We cannot and we should not be sending out the wrong messages. No, we should not be sending out the wrong messages. Releasing him, allowing him to walk free in the streets as an unknown. We will be setting a precedent to the others, saying that if you're below 18, you can commit any amount of heinous crimes and you're going to walk free the minute you turn 18. We need to put a full stop to this. We need to set an example with the laws, and we need to say, despite whatever age you are, if you are capable of committing a heinous crime such as what happened with Nirbhaya, you are capable of getting the same punishment as to what an adult is going to receive, whether it is gallows or a life imprisonment. You need to go through the same punishment, and we need to set an example for that with this Nirbhaya case.
Flavia Agnes, would you be okay with the kind of message sent out when this 21-year-old walks out? And ironically on the day before the gang rape happened, on the 15th.
This law, there has been a request for this. It has been debated in the parliament. It has not passed. Why is it not passed? We have to ask ourselves, why was that law not passed? Even if it was passed, it cannot be applied retrospectively. It can only be applied in future. Now, there are whole child rights people who are arguing against this. There is the organization HAQ, there are many other organizations who are working, there is Ved Kumari, there are many people who are working with child rights, and they don't agree with this presumption at all. By this presumption, Ranjana Kumari, I want to tell you, we are positing women's rights versus child rights, and that cannot be. Of course, the women are victims, children are also victims, and the accuser children and accuser adult. Now, this is a very nuanced position. And advocating death penalty or life imprisonment or whatever, that cannot be the answer for this society.
No,
and I want to ask you,
but can you not make, why should you make a generalization? Flavia Agnes, why should you make a generalization? As we go to Ranjana Kumari, my question is, Flavia Agnes, why not treat, like Monika Arora said, why not treat it on a case-by-case basis?
Anand, maybe all of you have forgotten about this case.
No, wait,
Padmaja, I want to request you to give me a chance to...
Can I say one sentence before anybody says anything?
Okay.
Please give me a chance to say one sentence.
Yes, Flavia.
Can I say one sentence? There was a juvenile who had killed 5 people of his family, and he was minor, and he was given death penalty by the Supreme Court. When some activists like Ved Kumari again appealed to the Supreme Court, they went back, they looked at the evidence, and then the death penalty was reversed of the Supreme Court. And I think that is a major landmark. This case happened some years ago, and it was not one person, but it was 5 people that he had killed.
Correct.
Subsequently, there is no evidence that this person has committed any more crimes or he's killed any more people. So you are prejudging a person, and you have no right to do this.
Fair point.
It is up to
Flavia
us
Agnes,
as a society,
Flavia
as a
Agnes.
nation, to provide that
No,
kind
so
of
can
support
law not evolve? Can law not evolve? And if this person, like Monika Arora says, rather than looking at the physical age, looking at the mental disposition of the person,
and cannot
Flavia Agnes.
Not only
It is a reflection on ourselves.
I think
yes, Ranjana Kumari.
On ourselves that we cannot
Anand,
reform a single individual
Anand, now
in the entire nation.
it's not fair. Let me make a point.
Flavia, just wait on. You made your point. Let Ranjana speak.
We are taking the flag for moving this whole issue, and it is not women's rights versus child rights. We support child rights wholeheartedly. We were the ones, together with all women's child rights organizations, campaigned for signing the International Child Rights Convention. So there is no question of any kind of dispute about child rights. But look at this special case where the nature of crime is of the kind which cannot be committed by a child. First of all, the definition of child and nature of crime will have to be seen here, and that is why it is very important that we should not consider this person as a child, as a juvenile, because of 3 months or 4 months of difference in age. Number one. Number two, that the kind of crime that he has committed, according to the state itself, the IB state machinery, they are saying he has been radicalized. We do not know he has been reformed. We need to know, the nation, everybody needs to know whether he has gone through any kind of change. He has no remorse. He has no repentance.
Point made, Ranjana Kumari.
What kind of a message are we giving?
I've got limited time. I just want to ask.
Jayanti Dutta also wants to come in.
I just want to understand.
What about the parents?
No, wait.
What about the parents?
Wait, Ranjana Kumari.
What kind of a safety?
You're looking at. We've been looking at majority of the debate. We've been saying the law says he should walk free. The law says he should walk free, but justice for Nirbhaya will not be served. No, wait. According to law, Geeta Luthra, my question.
Let's not forget one thing. Anand, I want to make one point.
Coming to,
and that is you have a purpose for giving the punishment. It's a message to the society, and it's not just one individual. If you don't want this kind of an offense to be repeated, you have to bring in a deterrent, and this is the opportune time where you can declare.
No, but under what grounds? Under what grounds, Geeta Luthra, if we want to keep this person behind bars and in captivity, does the law allow that today? Do we have a provision to say that he's a threat to society? On what basis will it be proven? One. Second question, please, Ranjana Kumari, wait, let me complete this. This is important. My question to you, Geeta Luthra, because you have punched holes. Please, let me make this point. The fact is, Geeta Luthra, you said that if he is not reformed, it's a problem with our system. If he's been sent to a correction facility and he's not coming out corrected, then it's a problem with the system. Look into that. My question to you is, he's 21 years old. If he comes out and his identity is not said, tomorrow he might get married to somebody. Aren't you putting the person who's married at risk? He might work with somebody. If he's employed, if he's employed as a driver, should those people trust their child without his identity being known? Their child, their loved ones, their family members with this person alone in the car. Now, if his identity is made public, his right to a reasonable, respected living is also challenged. Now, in both cases, he's either a threat to society or the society is a threat to him. So, why let him out? Geeta Luthra.
Yes, so I'm just telling you the answer to the first question. Do we have any means to keep him in? According to me, the answer is very clearly no. And there are many women's groups, there are many activist groups that have tried. Mr. Subramanian Swamy has tried. 2 petitions were filed in the Supreme Court. They failed. 1 petition's been filed in the High Court. That has failed. The Juvenile Justice Act has been upheld. Now, the difficulty in this case, you are saying this person is 17 years, 8 months old or 9 months old, so he's really a little short. Now, any age that you fix, a person will be a little over or a little under. The person who's 18 months and 1 day will cry that I'm only 1 day older.
That is why
the person who's 17 years
that is why
and 11 months. Please let me complete the sentence. Please let me complete the sentence. This person who is 17 years and 11 months will have the advantage. Law in all cases, in all jurisprudence, puts a date. And that date becomes sacrosanct even though it may work anomalies in certain cases. Now the last point is, it is true Nirbhaya's case was one case which was unfortunate, shocking, heinous. But that cannot take away the fact, why do we have this jurisprudence of child rights? And the jurisprudence is that the law, the country, the society is supposed to reform those who are underage, because there is, the law postulates that
but
they can be changed and improved.
That's
and
the issue.
the history seems to show that the cases of recidivism. Sorry, can I complete? Can I complete? Or will you keep speaking parallelly?
Okay, Geeta, we are way over time. So you have to complete your point in the next 15 seconds, please.
In juveniles is very less.
No.
So
right.
now
I have to interrupt you, sorry, because I have very little time. As Padmaja said, final comment from Khusboo. Yes, Khusboo.
Can I come in with a point?
State failure
yes,
should not become danger for
I
people.
don't see the point.
I would like to bring in one point here.
Yes, Khusboo, please.
When you're talking about how the reform system has changed. No, when you put a 17-year-old.
Should he be let out? Khusboo, final comments. Khusboo, final comments. What is the message that is going to go out?
Unnecessary.
Why are you fearful or apprehensive today?
It makes no sense to anybody.
See, when you put a person. When you put a person like him in a juvenile case, you say that he's 17 years, 9 months, just 3 months short of being 18 and adult. You put him in a juvenile case, you say he's a juvenile and he should not be punished. You mean to say in 3 months he's an adult, so he's reformed in 3 months? What are we talking about? So if he's reformed in 3 months, release him in 3 months. Or treat him like an adult. Give him the same punishment what is an adult to do. 3 months is not going to make a difference. He is an adult at 18, so at the age of 21, he's not going to reform. And it's very clear with the reports which is given by his own counsellor that the police department, everyone says that this man has become radical. He is not at all regretful as to what he has done. And his own statement says that he was there to prove his masculinity, which is at the age of 17 years and 9 months, 3 months short of being an adult. So how do we count him as a juvenile? Or we count him as an adult in 3 months. Treat him as an
absolutely
adult.
Very important point, and I think that's a good point to end with.
Bring changes in the laws
in just a few days. In fact, both Flavia Agnes and Geeta Luthra said that you cannot just resolve this through a debate. You have to ultimately adhere to the law, and it's the law which has been approached. Dr. Subramanian Swamy, we know, has appealed against the release. We are going to have the next hearing on Monday, and we're going to be tracking that very closely on Times Now as well. For the time being, thank you very much, all the ladies, for joining us on debate number 2 on Newshour tonight.